Writing about The Last of the Mohicans today, I'm in a place wherein I'd like to assess this film with all of the experience I've had watching films, writing about these films, and also trying to create my own films in the years since I had last seen it, probably 2015/2016. At one time, it was easy to enjoy 1992's The Last of the Mohicans, directed by the reverently worshipped Michael Mann, as a gallant action-adventure romp with superb production values and visceral dramatic highs, which really elevated its entire experience. Watching it now, all of these things remain strong and true, and I'm really in appreciation of Dante Spinotti's cinematography. It seems to deliberately evoke landscape paintings of the American environment, and its interiors are thoroughly pronounced also, employing natural light for an illusion of period authenticity. A mild successor to John Alcott's lauded photography for Kubrick's Barry Lyndon, or at least Spinotti is in blatant adulation of the standards set by Alcott. If he was not inspired by Alcott, I would be surprised. I think much of the popular appraisal of this film is owing to its status as a highly entertaining, adventurous, and uplifting epic or mini-epic. Certainly Mann's action sequences are incredibly impressive. He handles both close-quarters combat and long-range projectile warfare for clarity and intensity, which generously involve a viewer into its otherwise straightforward narrative synopsis. I do feel glad that films of this sort exist, high-scale Hollywood productions with an auteur at the helm which simply seeks to depict a traditional romantic quasi-historical de facto swashbuckler. Mann's film was more attempting to remake the 1936 Randolph Scott Western number instead of trying to stay faithful to the original novel by James Fenimore Cooper. One source claims that the 1936 adaptation was Michael Mann's earliest film memory, and insofar as this film can be considered a translation of that film into the Hollywood of 1992, it is an overwhelming success. There is so much fun and enjoyment to be had with this film, I can see how it has been considered a sick-in-bed movie for many people. It serves as base satisfying entertainment, but it also consistently boasts a classier edge about its cinematic prowess, courtesy of it belonging to the filmography of Michael Mann. Michael Mann himself is one of the most celebrated and acclaimed technical filmmakers alive today. I have a peculiar relationship with the films of Michael Mann. I love Thief, dig The Keep, sometimes consider Manhunter the greatest film of all time, and am a big fan of The Last of the Mohicans. Then, any appreciation I have for Heat, The Insider, or Ali is entirely inside my head. Those films fail to resonate with me in any meaningful, soulful way. Probably because they aren't really that impressive technically. I mean, Heat is, but in my opinion it also isn't. I can admire the panoramic "this is the city" philosophy behind much of Spinotti's photography on Heat, but I dislike that forced blue hue it struts, especially when it accompanies so much awful dialogue and performances. Seriously, direct-to-video tier crap, plot-wise. It leaves me feeling annoyed at the entire affair. That's my most controversial film opinion ever, I'll just assume. Feel free to attack me on that. Then I really loved Collateral and Miami Vice, hated Public Enemies because it is just indefensibly obnoxiously bad, and Black Hat was narratively extravagant, and yet aesthetically possibly the best film of the 2010s in the English-speaking language. Topped in other languages by Yulei, Vipin Vijay, maybe Sarah's Story of My Death, and possibly by Forzani and Katet with Flip the Corpses 10. Michael Mann is someone who I will be automatically excited at the prospect of another film of, due to his insistence of staying as up-to-date with film technology as he possibly can, or at least that is the impression I gained from viewing his work. So if for whatever reason you never watched The Last of the Mohicans and you'd like to, you will likely have an amazing night.